I'm live now. I'm live now. Hey, people. All right, once again, I always have to just make myself hit the go live button because I found myself stalling. I had a really good idea to share this when it happened around 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I said, I'm not doing that. I'm going back to sleep. And I'm sharing this because it may be of a blessing to someone else who can relate. I woke up this morning. I was too early because I went to bed late. Let me tell you, I went to bed late because I am preparing for a show, an arts show in a week. And things are going wrong. Oh my goodness, things are going wrong. Hey, Ashley B. Hey, I'm hand waving. I ain't gonna hit the thing. Hey. So things have been going wrong, but it could be like a blessing in disguise. I was supposed to get some canvases, and they hadn't arrived. I mean, I have some paintings that you can see, but I was supposed to get more, and they hadn't arrived. And then I was taking care of something else yesterday. It took up all my time. I did no painting. Still, canvases hadn't arrived. When I went to bed, so I said, I'll just rest. Let me go to sleep, deal with, start all over tomorrow. I wake up very early this morning and I decide to center myself. I say, I always say that term, I center myself. It's not necessarily meditation, but it's just okay, let's bring this together. And I'll have my journal. And I was allowing myself to be present. So I'm like, just be still and be present. And allow whatever is going on to come up. Because I felt like all this mess that's happening, it's got to be a reflection of what's going on within me. Like, what's going on? Allow myself to be present. Let me tell you, this show is an opportunity for me to sell my artwork, or people who appreciate art and won't argue with you about your prices. So I finally be in an environment that's designed for that, right? What came up for me surprisingly, because I made myself sit there for the longest, just allowing feelings to come up, feelings and thoughts. I kept feeling something about a time frame when like this. Kept feeling the presence of some girls. Like, what's that about? And I felt myself back in the seventh, around the time frame of the 7th or 8th grade. This is what came up for me. Hey, Tony, what's our studio? So this is what came up for me. Hey, Lena, Rebellious Beauty, you can. This would be cool for you to be here. I'm sharing what came up for me this morning. I noticed. I said, "Am I?" Is self-sabotage going on? Because I have opportunities to be in a room with people who will pay me well for my art. I finally like this, and I said, "What? Why are things going awry? Why are things going wrong?" And once again, I'm 5 o'clock in the morning, sitting here and allowing myself to be still and allowing the thoughts and feelings to come up and out so I can get to the root of it. And yeah, let's see. Can I get you on my? We're going in here. And so hey Tony. Everyone, this is my friend
Hey, what's up,
Tony.
mommy? Continue.
I will continue.
let me
Okay.
mess with you.
Let me tell y'all something that happened. First, know this about me. I'm a suburban kid. I was born and raised. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but specifically, I was born and raised in a suburb of Cleveland. I grew up with both parents. My father is a retired truck driver. I did not grow up in poverty. I did not grow up rich, but I did not grow up in poverty. And I'm a 70s and 80s kid. So my father was doing pretty well financially before Reagan got rid of the unions. My family is not materialistic, right? I'm used to having things. So all I was doing well, my father's cheap. My dad is cheap, right? Um, okay, you said the same. There was not, I saw nothing wrong with my life until, so this is what came up this morning for me. And I got to see how it has affected me and me blocking blessings and how it's affected my relationship with money. Like I said, I kept feeling the presence of girls and something around the seventh or eighth grade. And immediately it took me to a name. I won't say the person's name, but I won't say her name, but I'll say someone else's. My childhood friend, her name is Keisha. So Keisha not only jumped since the third grade. Keisha brings a girl over to my house who we hadn't met, and we meet her in the seventh grade. And this girl was, I guess, from her elementary school, like real popular and all this stuff. So Keisha brings her to my house. I'm like, oh, okay. And we go to my room, and the girl looks at what's in my room. So different from what kids have now. But she sees, I have a TV, I have I guess, a stereo, I have a telephone. I think to me it's normal. And she looks at my room. She's like, "Wow, you're spoiled." I didn't know just how much that shit affected me till today. She says, "You're spoiled." She didn't say it maliciously. She was like, "Wow, you're spoiled." And I remember feeling the joke, like, "What?" And Keisha kind of defends. She's like, "She's not spoiled," because Keisha knows my dad, right? You can't ask him for stuff. And she says, "She's not spoiled. She ain't hardly spoiled." And then she looks, she's like, "I guess I can see why you would say that. But she's not what she said. She's far from a brat." That affected me because spoiled, the way I interpret it, is a bad um, characteristic. And one thing I can't have is being considered bad. That's what I noticed. Now, that's something I established in my early childhood, probably since the age of 3, and getting whoopings and other shit happening to me. Is like, you got to be good. You can't be bad. And it's based on what all these other people say, whatever they say. I can't have people thinking I'm bad, that I have poor character. I didn't understand, especially because I had no adult to talk to. I just didn't talk to adults. I did not understand um, projection at that time because I was 13. I didn't understand people perceiving things based on their experiences and projecting it onto you. I didn't understand jealousy in that sense because I would say it's jealousy. I took on all of that. I took on having more than someone else is somehow, and them feeling whatever kind of way about it, them I made it my responsibility. I made it my fault. I made it my obligation to make people comfortable around me by having less than them or definitely not having more than. I see a lot of people, and I'm grateful for these people who give tips about how to manage your finances, getting your finances in order and stuff. And I'm really appreciative of those people. What I think is missing, what I know is missing for a lot of us, um, real conversations about our subliminal beliefs about money or having more. It may not just be money, it just be material things. Um, so I subconsciously and gradually start blocking blessings. There's a way I started doing that. Can't have more than you. Um, Tie that into something else that happened the next year. I was always an honor student, very bright kid, thought nothing of it. And then one day, a boy in school surprised me. He calls me a nerd. I'd never been called a nerd. I never thought there was anything wrong with being smart. He calls me a nerd. And the way he said it, once again, kind of similar to how this girl said it around Keisha, and my cousin is present. And he said, well, she's a nerd. And I didn't have the same classes as them. We're just standing outside the building. And it's like, she's not a nerd. Because now it's a matter of, I don't even know exactly what I thought nerd meant. I knew it was meant, I knew it wasn't meant as a compliment. And like I'm not cool, or I had this concern of people believing that I thought I'm better than them. Probably because of what had just happened the year before with old girls saying like, oh, you're spoiled because I had these things. There's a lot that I did. There's a lot. Hi. Who is that waving? Hi. There's a lot.
You tell me what's up, man. That's
Okay.
another one. That's another one of my art buddies.
Okay, cool. Welcome. There's a lot that I did after that to make people in my mind feel comfortable around. I had this thing about wanting to be non-threatening. I have to be non-threatening. I have to have you be safe around me or feel safe around me. And I have a problem with people who, even with me being transparent right now, because I thought about sharing and I said, oh, there are people like, well, you can't worry about that. Fuck y'all. People who come like that, this is why we can't heal, because we don't talk about our stuff. I worried about it. I had no one telling me otherwise. I had no one correcting it. So I grew up with this fear of having more than someone because I thought it's somehow hurting them. It's not. Um, thank you. Thank you. And so it's not just that. There's ways in which doors will open up for me and maybe it didn't for my peers. And I started to feel bad about it. But this thing about having stuff, and I've had this conversation with my dad too. I said, I have blocked blessings. There have been doors that opened up for me and I didn't walk through them because I knew I would get a lot of money and get it quickly. I felt you wouldn't love me because I would be rich. Because I grew up hearing my father talk about rich people. Rich people, that's rich. And not just him, but other folks. But there's a fear of losing the love of my father because I'll have money or I'll have ease, unlike him. I mean, because he no longer had he dealt with financial struggles, especially because my mom was mentally ill, so my mom messed up family finances with her mental illness. But here's the thing about my mother, although she couldn't handle money well, my mother had no problem attracting money, and my mother never thought anything more of anyone who had money. She treated everybody the same. She would be kind and cuss out anyone regardless of who they were. She'd be kind to you and she would cuss you out as well. I don't care who you are, you catching it from Cherry Pack, all right? And so I grew up, thankfully, not thinking anything of anyone who has more than me. But I was so concerned about others thinking I think I'm better, or thinking I don't know what the hell. But yeah, I blocked those blessings, and I wonder if that's why stuff was coming to life. I'm subconsciously um you said I think our generation defines rich differently than our parents. That's, I'll say this. I met some cousins in Illinois. I wish I had grown up with them because some of them got some money and they're just as down to earth as they can be. A lot of them have education. They're just as down to earth as they can be. They're not whatever many of us think folks like that will be. And still black, still down for their folks. We think about the bourgeoisie and folks uh, abandoning the community, all that. And it's like you can still be down for the community and still live well. And I think that's what I have to convince myself. Because this whole suffering and struggling and just accepting nickels and dimes to prove my blackness, because I think that's what I subconsciously also start doing, is not serving me. And what I'm having to convince that girl who was 13 is I'm not harming anyone. Oh, so this is what came up and I wrote in my journal. Having nice things, having more than the other person, having more money than the other person. That is not what being a monster is. So those words specifically came to mind, I guess, to heal the child with that, because it just isn't the 13-year-old, because obviously the 13-year-old is operating from a fear from the 3-year-old. 3-year-old having a fear of being a monster to someone. Whatever harm done to me during that time, I was determined I can't be that. I can't inflict that much pain on somebody. And really grew up misinterpreting a lot of stuff. Correcting it now, and you're probably getting a better sense of what I'm up to with as is. As a people, we don't get counseling. No one has gone through what we've gone through. We're talking about hundreds of years of some bull. That's an understatement. I'm out to be free. As is an invitation for us to heal, free ourselves, embrace our authentic selves, reclaim our original natural selves, establish our own sense of values as opposed to letting our oppressors do that. And let me see. My kids don't even realize how good they have it because I don't make my money the forefront of my parenting. I've raised them to know if we have money, cool. But if there is no money, you're still fine. Ashe. Okay, Ashe. Amen, alhamdulillah, all that. You know, and I think that's um okay, you all, if anyone's looking at this, you see one rebellious beauty. I know her as Lena. Mama. We call her mother. It's a blessing to hear you share that because I'm telling you, we grow up with beliefs around money or having material things or something like that when we're socialized. And so this has to change. Oops. So this has to change. I'm sharing this about myself because it may resonate with somebody and they're like, oh yeah. It may not even be the exact same thing, but it makes hopefully it will spark something for you to realize what are your beliefs about money or having things or living well, excuse me, or living whatever. What are your beliefs around your well-being, your lifestyle? And have those beliefs been serving you? I am let me see, we have money for groceries, but I teach them to grow their own food. We have money for clothes, but my daughters can sew. And that right there is the whole thing of well, there's something that I saw once about the bird. It's a picture of a bird sitting on a branch, and it says the bird has no fear of the branch breaking because the bird's faith is not in the branch, but in its own ability to fly.
I like that. I like
That's
that.
what I get. Yeah, me too. And I think that's what I get from that's what you're doing, Lena, Rebellious Beauty, because um, I really needed lessons to, I needed flying lessons. And because I wasn't necessarily given them, when I moved to California, I put myself in a position where I would force myself to learn how to fly. you know, right. If you lose the money, you can still survive out here. And when you let go of that fear, it's game over for for your adversaries. It's game over because you're like, I have no fear. I know I can provide for myself. Um, I was hit with this thought after watching Indiana Jones a few years back. And if you're familiar with Indiana Jones, he is, he's all adventurous. He's fighting people. He's hopping on trains. He's fighting on trains. He's trains, planes, and automobiles. planes. He's all out there. But if you throw him in a cave or a dungeon and there are snakes, he
Yeah,
freaks
he
out.
gone.
He's gone.
That's a wrap, bro.
Exactly. Because his fear is of snakes. It will stall him. He's got to get, to go rescue somebody or something. But throw some snakes there, and maybe you haven't defeated, but you've at least managed to stall him. And after watching that, I mean, I seen it when I was a kid, but I got a message out of it as an adult. Really felt the divine hit me with this message. Face your fears before your enemy can use them against you. So what you said, Lena, about like you finally stopped being scared and you quit your job, I completely understand it. Because when I moved to California, I did not move with this intention. But when I moved out there, I was working at Target. I wake up one morning, May 2nd, 2009. Something's like, we've always been an excellent employee. What if we took all of that and turned it towards ourselves and like just quit, just learn how to fly, like get off the plantation? And I'm like, what? Because I'm far from home, far from Cleveland. I only know one person working at Target. I have nothing saved up, and something's like, you're in the best position. I'm in the best position because I have no. I'm not married. I have no children. It's not something I'm telling everybody to do. Not the way I did it. My spirit led me to do it. And so I was homeless, unemployed, but never had to sleep on the street, never had to stay in a shelter. Things opened up for me. I learned how to survive. Um, oh, I had to get over my fear of sales. Something's like, you got t-shirts. Well, without telling my family what I did, I still had some t-shirts back home in Cleveland. I had them sent to me, I had my father send them to me. I am not shy when it comes to socializing, right? When I tell people I'm shy, they find it hard to believe, but there's a certain way that I am shy. And then um, I I forced myself to be in this position. It's like, you gotta walk around with your shirts and sell them. If you want to eat, can't go back to your job, start walking around selling. So I start opening my mouth. I gave myself a number. I gave you 10 people, talk to 10 people today. I said, okay, first person I opened my mouth, I'm like, oh, I'm selling you t-shirts. By the time I got to the fifth person, I felt a little more comfortable. And it's like, okay, you're doing well. So I'm talking to myself like, you're doing well. Now
Mm-hmm.
talk with the intention of selling. Two guys sitting outside of a cafe. Talk to person number 6. They're like, oh, okay, whatever. They know. His buddy is number 7. He buys a shirt. Buys my shirt I sold it for $15. That was the best money I've ever made in my life. Let me tell you why. Because I took that $15. Before I hadn't really, I would, before moving to California, when I would work, I would get my paycheck, spend it right away. I wasn't responsible at all. Just living paycheck to paycheck and just buying whatever I wanted. Definitely didn't save or go out to eat and all that stuff. Took the $15. Now I'm health conscious. That turned out to be a benefit to me because I could have taken that and gone to McDonald's, could have gone to what they had, the dollar menu. It's like, no, you don't have any health insurance. You can't afford to get sick. So I go to what's out in California, a grocery store called Berkeley Bowl. I love Berkeley Bowl because they have a huge produce section. And I buy, I knew what did I need? I needed my greens. So I bought some green leafy vegetables. I bought my grains. So I either bought brown rice or quinoa. And people always talk about protein. I'm not big on meat, so I bought beans. I was uh, I was never big on beans. I think this is my first time cooking beans, and I had plenty of water. Okay, so I bought that, and then I also managed to buy that time with $15. I also managed to buy some. I used to buy the sprouted cereal. When I fixed my meal one day, I cried because I was proud of myself. And I was very proud of myself. Like, I did this. I did this. I got food, healthy food. All this, $15. And it may have cost less than 50. No, 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 no. Because I'm like, how much did I spend on something? But yeah, I managed to do this with $15. Um, and I kept doing that. I kept eating that way. I seem to have lost some of that since moving back to Cleveland. It's why I like California, because like, man, folks on the grind. However, I'm grateful because I'm meeting up with people such as Lena, Rebellious Beauty. I'm meeting up with people who have that drive because I can find it here. So I got to change my language, like, oh, thinking I got to be in California. But no, we're here. And I know I'm going on and on and on. I know this will be a little long, but this stuff, yeah, we are breaking our traumas, breaking free from our traumas. Um, if I gotta talk about myself first, to encourage someone to feel safe, to be present with their own stuff, so be it. getting off this psychological plantation. I will make money at the event next week. I'm clear. I will be unapologetically successful as I make money off my gifts. I'm saying that. I'm looking at man the way I feel saying that. The fact that someone is willing to pay me a certain amount just because I can sing a note, I have no reason to feel bad about that anymore. The fact that I have a dad who is able to provide, why the fuck should I feel bad because my dad can give me something that I desire? That makes absolutely no sense. Think we in the community especially need to start addressing that. We're getting to the point now trying to make folks feel bad because they grew up with both parents. How does that make sense?
It
How does that?
doesn't.
Okay, like it's
It
my
damn
good.
sure doesn't. Even though, and you know what? Even though me personally, my dad was my dad wasn't present in my life until I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for whatever reasons, I don't know the whole dynamic of what was going on. But I mean, I still had a father figure in my life, and the fact that my grandfather was around. For a minute, like we were staying. Damn it! I didn't mean to close that.
Oh, did you save it? You probably didn't save it, huh?
I did.
Okay.
It
Let's
automatically saved, but I did. Yeah. I still had a father figure in my life, and even though we weren't rich, we still, we was doing what we was doing, because that's how our folks was, man. We even though kids didn't know that they was broke. They knew
right.
their they knew their people. They knew their parents was cheap.
Please. And this is okay. And when I'm saying cheap, I mean because there's a difference between what is it? When my brother said this, my brother's 10 years older than me. He said this about our dad. He's like, he's cheap. He said there's a difference between inexpensive and being cheap. It's like dad is cheap, right? But he will spend money on the right thing. He's not he knows about cars. So my father knows how to buy a really good used car. He knows how to work on cars. And since he can't do them himself now, doing himself, he believes in supporting his own. So I learned from my father. My father had a black company build his garage. He has a black company put in his central area. He had a black company put in his. He's from the South. He was used to that. That's what he has a. If he can, all of his physicians would be black. I'm sure. Okay. Um,
Hey,
his foot doctor is black, but he's only been had surgery one time, and that doctor was black. My pediatrician was black when I was a child. So thankfully, I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful for my grandma. So I saw that and then I lost it with school. The textbooks didn't show people to look like me as doctors and all that. Television didn't show that. But I'm glad that the seed was planted because my father has a black owned company, a cousin actually, do his taxes. I chose a black owned company to do my taxes this year. So I'm bringing myself back to what my family has, right? And that mindset. Um, but yeah, also getting to the place where I know I'm okay if I got money.
what is that thing? What does that say on the top of your hat?
Oh, so check. I'm glad you asked. It says living rich. I wonder if I can
Ah,
put it in. All right, so living rich. I got this hat because from a black owned company. This sister, I think I don't know if she went to Shaw. I know she said, I think she said she came from East Cleveland. So anyone
hey,
listening, her company, her Instagram is I am living rich. I am living rich. I don't know her name. I forgot the sister's name. I found out about her because I went on a tour. We had a conference here called Futureland, and the Destination Cleveland people offered up. I went on the excursion where you get a tour of what we call Cleveland's Black Wall Street. Glad because I was introduced to black-owned businesses I didn't know anything about. and also learned the importance of supporting Black-owned businesses even more around this time of year. I learned a lot during that, and that was thanks to our tour guide, Larice Purnell. Larice Purnell, you feel like following him, Laresepurnell. While I'm already telling folks about people, and this is what's going on here in Cleveland, but y'all can still follow him. If you look down, and let me tell you why I'm bringing this sister up. You see one rebellious underscore beauty. Um, this is why I don't feel completely alone here in Cleveland, because thanks to her group for Black women, Sister to Sister, it was originally set up as a meetup group, and immediately I never went to the meetups. I just never went to the meetup, and then she changed it to something for us entrepreneurs, and still socializing. You can still socialize, but definitely a push for Black business women. That's a fabulous support group, and it's all love. So follow her, one rebellious underscore beauty. You see her comment underneath there. You can go to her page. Oh, on her products. Hey, I got a little package. She got a shea butter stuff. Why I love Tony, who's doing his stuff right now, What's Art Studios, is he's been supportive of me and As Is since day one.
Ride or die, baby. That's how it is. That's
Why
how we
die?
do.
Oh, look, you pulling up that old picture of me? Okay. And
I had to do it.
that's
I had
me.
to do it for a minute because I'm working on this new picture of you.
Okay. Um, and I'm glad, I'm glad you're talking about this right now. There are people who will mind you being successful, and there are people who will not. Let's start paying attention to the people who are okay with us being fabulous. I don't know why I say fabulous so much. I'm not even like, I don't but anyway, with us being happy, with us experiencing some ease, because we had hundreds and hundreds of years of suffering and struggling. Why the hell we still hold ourselves to that as a badge of honor? Like, oh, yeah, I'm down. I'm not down for the struggle, people. I'm not. I made that declaration a few years back with my community in Oakland. I was like, I'm no longer down for the struggle. Look up the word and you see how words are energetic. You putting yourself out there for that. I am all for the healing, upliftment, and empowerment of my people. That, that. So, oh, you still, okay. I ain't gonna be along for him to complete these, I don't think. But, so I wanted to share some tips for anyone that may find useful. Anyone who may deal with anxiety, like the way I did this morning. What I found to be helpful is writing in my journal, making myself, as I say, be present, sit with your feelings. I will use my dominant and subdominant or non-dominant hand to write. So that's a tip I give people, to tap into the subconscious, to allow it to come up. So I'll write in my journal. I'll write nonstop. Well, this is what I used to do. Now I'm on to something else. But how I started is writing nonstop for, just say, 2 minutes. You probably go past 2 minutes, but you allow yourself to say, just do 2 minutes. Never take your pen or pencil off of the paper. Write whatever. It could be something like, you may find yourself saying, this makes no sense. Why am I writing this? And you write that, but you just keep it on the paper. See what happens. That's all I can tell you. See what happens. Um, see if it allows you to access what some of your deeper thoughts are, deeper feelings. And trust yourself. Trust the divine in you. Everything you needed, you were created with. When you were created, just like a seed, and how everything that plant, flower, or whatever is going to be, that programming is in that seed. It just needs to be in the right environment. It needs to have. There are external things that you need. You know, like how it needs water, it needs the soil. Are you in the right environment? I was not in the right environment when I had people saying, "You're spoiled." I didn't, that wasn't my peer group, or "You're a nerd." That wasn't my, I didn't need to be with those people. Most of the friends I've had, though, only because of those outsiders did I make these changes. The people that I hung with on a consistent basis since childhood were always supportive of me. When I really think about it, they had no problem with me being who I was. I just developed a fear of leaving them. And I'm grateful for my friends. My cousin told me recently, because we talk about pricing, something told me to call her because I noticed, I said, I have this fear that uh, if I charge what I'm really worth, that people will think I've, like, like I'm trying to, like I'm turn my back on my folks. But at the same time, I can't make any money putting my heart and soul into some work, and then someone is upset because I'm saying, well, this is 17.50, not $17.50. Um, and she pointed out to me, your friends and family, we love you. We may not be able to afford what you're worth when we still support you. So go make your money. And we know that you have not turned your back on us. I think we need to have that conversation for another day about how we talk about people who have made a change in their life. We knew them when they only had $5, and then now they got $5,000, and we're like, oh, you acting brand new. You do act different. I mean, you can still be a good person at heart, but yeah, you all of a sudden, yeah, I got to think about things I didn't have to think about before. I have to be more responsible with my money. I have to be this. We need to start having more conversations about our feelings and beliefs around money. Um, ooh, you get in my eye. Is that me? You get in my eye, Tony?
You know it.
Well, look, is that my mouth? Is that my mouth? This is this is so funny. Wait, I don't really have anything else to share. Wish me well for getting these paintings completed.
You
Um,
got this. Shit.
thank you. And charging what I'm worth and being able to sell it off. Um,
You got this, girl.
yeah, that's all I got. Again, continue to would you're welcome to follow me if this speaks to you. I am, you know what? Part of me I want to be like, I'm a talker. I'm like, hell, all these people on social media are talkers. Shoot. So if I'm someone you would like to listen to, and if you like to see where this world will take us, follow me here, as is Creations. If you'd like to enter my creative world to see, whatever it is I'm up to, follow Shanita World, which is CHANNITA World. That's where I show more of like what I'm doing right now, the paintings, uh, I'll share some thoughts there, but definitely let you see what I'm up to. I look forward to me sharing more of my music. I've written some songs. I'm waiting for someone to speak to a musician that he had do something for a song so I can start sharing that song. I believe in protecting my intellectual property. Get copyrights, get contracts, take care of stuff on the front end so you and your friends don't fall out on the other end once money is involved. That's something we as artists definitely need to um, do more of, because we're all like, oh, it's just all love. No, if you're trying to monetize off of something, put stuff in writing, for sure, for sure. um oh yeah, so as I said, you follow me, you see what's happening here with Tony. Feel free to follow What's Art Studios. That's WA, not WHWATS. Where you go?
If I could just interject on that one, my
Yeah.
name, my name on Instagram is capital W, capital A, capital T, small
Ah,
S, small ARTS Studios. The WAT is on that is my name, my first, middle, and last name. My name is William Anthony Tolliver Bay Jr. Everybody in Cleveland and people who know me or real close friends and family call me Tony. So that's what that is. So it's Was Art Studios.
right. He said capital W, capital A,
Yeah.
capital T. And you have to check out his page. When you go to his page, you also see his link to the shop, because you see he's not right now, but he's drawing me. But then he has so many cute other cat. I don't know. Men don't necessarily like the word cute, but he has other adorable characters. It's John, and
I'm, I'm, I'm,
has a online shop where you can purchase um you can purchase clothing and other things, accessories that has his drawings on them. Who that?
that's you, but I gotta fix your teeth and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. And give me that melanin. Oh, that's all I got. Like I said, wish me well, y'all. Oh yeah, if you want this hat, check out on Instagram. I am I am living rich.
Living rich.
Yeah. And
I will write that down. I am living rich.
the show, and then if you want to get connected to the sister group, well, first off, if you want some really nice body care products, shea butter, she makes it herself. Um, go check out one. That's the numeral one, rebellious, REBELLIOUS underscore beauty, BEAUTY. Um, this also gives you a sense of what I'm about to do with as is, because I love people knowing about our folks. So now, thanks to this call, y'all know about, yeah, you know about me, but you know about What's Art Studios, you know about Living Rich, you know about Rebellious Beauty. So we can't keep saying, I don't know where to go. Keep sharing stuff. There's so many people on social media that's sharing their platform with other people. Excuse me. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh, I also mentioned Larice Purnell. I spelled his name. I'm gonna spell it again. Larice. Okay, you're following Larice to know about finances. LARESEPURNELL. Larice Purnell. Yeah. All right, people. I'm gonna
I
go.
put you on a purple background because I know that's one of your favorite colors.
Purple. Yeah, I like
But
purple.
it's really good.
Oh, well, purple is
Um,
appropriate right now because Wakanda forever. Okay,
Rye, have you seen it?
I saw it Thursday. We won't get
Bruh,
into it. I took tissue. I
bruh.
took some Kleenex.
Yo, we saw it yesterday. Yo, I was getting misty.
Yeah.
I was getting misty. I wasn't full on ugly. I wasn't
Right.
full on ugly crying, but I was misty.
I
I ain't gonna
was.
lie. The girl, hey, the lady two seats down, full on
Yeah.
waterworks, baby, full on waterworks. Oh,
Man, I was
it's that
like,
story though. That whole story,
we ain't gonna
even
spoil it
beyond,
though. We ain't gonna spoil it.
beyond. I'm not spoiling it, but
Right. I'm just saying.
even beyond everything about T'Challa, about Chadwick,
Yeah.
even beyond it, the whole story was amazing. That the entire story was amazing,
And I'm
and
mad I didn't grow up knowing about Neymar. Namor, whatever.
don't be because I'm not a don't be mad. I mean, shit, a lot of people don't,
But it's cool. I
but
was
it is what
loving
it
all
is.
that. Anyway, yeah, y'all gotta go see it. Take your Kleenex with you, and I'm gonna go now. Um, have a beautiful weekend. La la la. Remember, you're beautiful, brilliant as is. Ah,
Hey, team
ah.
as is, baby. Be
Team
cool.
Western. Bye. Peace.
Bye.